This man's experience is truly tragic. As soon as he got off the plane, he was told that his country had been overthrown and the government no longer existed. Now this man doesn't belong to any country. He can't board a flight, nor can he enter New York City. His visa, passport, and currency have all become invalid. To make matters worse, his English skills are very poor, so he can't communicate properly. All he can do is nod for yes and shake his head for no. When the airport supervisor asked him questions, the man didn't understand a single word. The supervisor had to gesture vividly to explain the man's situation and eventually sent him to the waiting hall, giving him a meal voucher, a 15-minute phone card, and a pager. The man felt utterly hopeless about his situation. He didn't even know how to use the phone card. Surrounded by a sea of people, no one was willing to help him. It felt as though the world had abandoned him. But despite everything, the man still held on to his good nature. He helped a girl struggling with her suitcase, but in doing so, he lost his meal voucher. In despair, the man ended up in an abandoned waiting hall, where he could barely lie down by joining 2 rows of chairs together. The next morning, he went to the public restroom and did his best to clean himself up. Afterward, he wandered around the airport in his pajamas. Unfortunately, the airport supervisor saw him on the surveillance cameras and became furious. He didn't want a homeless man to stay in the airport and tarnish its image. The supervisor never imagined that someone would be so honest. When he told the man to stay in the airport, he actually did, without leaving. This situation stuck in the supervisor's mind like a thorn. Suddenly, a smile appeared on his face. The supervisor came up with a plan. He told the man that he could sneak out while the security guards were changing shifts. This way, the supervisor would be rid of him and could have him sent to jail. The supervisor deliberately reassigned the guards, creating an opportunity for the man, then hid in the monitoring room, eagerly watching the surveillance footage, hoping to see the man leave the airport. The man stood in front of the glass doors, gazing at the outside world, his eyes full of longing and desire. Just as he reached for the door handle, a flight attendant beat him to it and walked out of the airport first. This moment made the man calm down. He realized the cameras behind him were constantly watching his every move. He looked up at the monitor and, feeling nervous, quickly moved out of view. The man ducked into a blind spot. As the supervisor frantically searched the footage for the man, a large face filled the screen. The man, with his broken English, emphasized his determination to the supervisor. Every day after that, the man would go to immigration, hoping for the officer to stamp his passport and let him through. But no matter how many times he tried, all he received was rejection. In order to survive, the man had to resort to scavenging other people's leftovers. At that moment, his dignity was no match for the temptation of food. Just as he was about to reach the discarded food, a fat woman interrupted him. The man watched as the woman pushed the cart back into place, and the machine spit out 25 cents as a deposit. At that moment, the airport guards in the monitoring room were watching like they were watching a live show. Everyone felt genuinely happy for the man.